Hi, we're doing the Tunnels Try It Kit in Cali Sunset. Let's go. Okay, I just grabbed some paper towels. I'm going to lay them out as my little protection on the table here. I can also lay some down on the ground if we're worried about any paint dropping. Next, we have our Chroma Glaze, our brush, a magic eraser, our tool, a rag, and of course the example, and a sticker for your water bottle. A cup of water. I'm going to go ahead and clean the wall. There's a couple marks I'd like to get off before we start. I have a little cup of water. I'm just going to clean off a couple marks ahead of time to make sure that my area is nice and clean. So we're back in our studio, and this wall is rough. So it'll show potentially some imperfections, and we can take a look at what that looks like with this finish. So one of the keys to this finish, you kind of want to put up a pretty thin layer. And the reason is when you use the tool to make your tunnels, it kind of pulls off a line. If you have too much of your base color up there, sometimes it can get a little drippy. So I stay on the lighter side. Again, this can be pretty organic. It doesn't have to be perfect. And I'm putting up kind of a little bit larger of a mark here for this, the Try It version. When you're doing it on your wall, if there's some obvious bumps or lines, you can always strategically avoid those too, because when you put up the glaze, you really can't see anything. I'm going to have my rag out for this. It's a way to kind of wipe off the excess. You can also use a paper towel. As usual, we want to stand in front of our work, and this will keep us straight. You can just start as simply as just pulling a mark down. I'm applying a pressure to the wall. You will see some movement kind of behind. That's okay. That's also kind of part of the look. Is a curve. You know, you kind of just want to lay marks with a decent amount of separation between the two of them. You never kind of want to start every single one along the same line. So you're kind of always looking to break a line. So I started this one in the middle of that. I didn't end this one in perfect symmetry with this. Everything is supposed to kind of be non-symmetrical. So there it is. As you can tell, there is some action within the pulled areas. All of this we do share in the tutorial, how to remove some of this action, whatever you think you like for your space. And there it is, tunnels. Now it's time to take off our sample on the wall. Really don't want it up any longer than a half hour. I take my cup of water and my rag and I saturate it pretty heavily. And I kind of just take a first go at it. I made like 3 passes. The majority of it is off. And now I'm going to take a little section of my very clean drop cloth. There's just no residue left up on my wall. And that's the Try Kit.